In this episode, we're going to be transforming this car that we bought for Jimmy Oaks for the Drift Games Bash completely. But at the moment, it's looking a little bit boring. As you can see, it's tatty around here, standard front bumper, and the arch is completely wrecked. But we're going to be sorting all those problems out and getting it running sweet. So let's get into it. So as you saw in the previous video of this car, there's the small issue with the shaft, and we've been told by many BMW guys that this is the best solution. So our technical expert is going to talk you through this.
Right, these are small ones, and these are bigger ones. But these are actually over 320 diesel, which you can see there is the difference. These are bigger cups, so what I have to do, they're modified to fit into this small casing, which these are standard ones, make them shorter, but they're the same length as them ones. And the difference there, they're longer.
I'm not sure if you understood that, because I didn't at all. So essentially, from what I can work out, we're using 320D shafts, which are the stronger ones, but obviously they don't fit straight into an E36. So you have to get two sets of shafts, you have to take off this cup, and that is cut off there, because that must be different to an E46. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
I'm not sure if...
Can we put this in English then? We don't understand what we're doing here either.
I think we made that quite clear in that explanation.
But this is what the guy said. Just do this, and this will work.
Yeah, just ask a BMW person. All you got to do is put them in, Wayne. You are very good with your little hammer.
And then you just get your 320D shafts and fit them in.
We are a tutorial channel, ladies and gentlemen.
Surprisingly, the outside shaft just goes straight into the standard hub.
Is that your educational voice?
Just get your shafts, just bait them in there to be alright.
There you go, there's the Wayne that we know. So the drive shafts are now in, the new strong ones. Hopefully these ones hold up. Now we're going on to tackle the prop shaft, as it's wobbly because it needs a fresh one of these, because the bushing in there has all wore out. So it's wobbly, causing a horrible vibration, and will probably lead to more things breaking. So this is what came off. The rest is kind of stuck on there, that's how bad it is. And this is what it's supposed to look like. Wayne's version of, don't ask it, tell it.
This has a ring, look. I don't think my wedding ring now, look.
It's a bit big.
That little dog there now.
Look, come on, Rocky, go on, push on there, Rocky.
See?
Give it a lick.
Now we have to get something better down there.
It's on there now. Wayne, it looks like you're hammering it into your lad there.
He's hammering the shaft.
This is the next culprit. That's kind of sagged down there, and it's not supposed to have sagged down. So, do we have another ball joint for that?
Yeah, we do.
So we're gonna slip that in there, and then it should steer both ways instead of just steering one way.
Every time, it just catches you out.
See the shiny part?
So, is that where it's catching on the hub, which would have made it steer weird?
Yeah.
At least that's why we think it's steering that way. When we go test this car again, we'll see if it changes it. If it does, then happy days. If not, then we'll dive more into it. Ball joint done. Now onto the misfire.
Plugs are done.
Plugs are done.
We changed 2 new coils as well.
Essentially, this is a brand new car.
There's the big, huge issue with it. It's 3 letters.
Is it BMW?
It is. That's the big issue with this car. On to the next issue.
Yeah.
Are you trying to say there's something wrong with electrical tape making up the rest of the hose?
So there's everything probably wrong with the car.
I like how he's gone from white, blue, black. He's put a bit of effort in there, a bit of a style boy.
Yeah, he didn't want to go full white to black. He's gone a bit of a blended. It's a blended in tape. Yeah.
That's as good as done for the mechanical stuff today. But now, moving on to the fun stuff. So here we have the full E36 kit, or kind of underlip. What would you say this is?
It's a half kit-ish. Yeah, half kit with different front wings. Because they're not great.
So this got inspired when Dave and Blaine went to Don Musk's place and he wanted to make the cars look hot boy style? Look cool. Is that better?
Yes.
But the problem with that was these kits take probably a month or two to come.
Yeah, and Drift Game style, we don't have a month or two. They've given us about a day notice to get these things sorted, so.
And luckily, somebody in the country, about half an hour away from us, had this kit, so it just somehow worked out absolutely perfectly. And then, because of Adam's damage over there, we got these felony form front arches from TH Components, kind of like a sleek, it's like a front over fender, which is kind of I actually like the look of these a lot. And my favorite part of this, and obviously we have to do a bit of prep work of this with cutting bumpers and everything like that, but apparently, and this is a rare thing in fiberglass, this kit has all been fitted to Don Musk's original car, so it should be fine. If this goes on perfectly, I may just make love to this kit.
Just gotta leave now.
So things have to look worse before they look better, I guess. Right, so you got a grinder in the hand, but we take safety very seriously here. Adam, safety first. So Adam Ivel, a good friend from the UK who owns 621, has kindly given us some work gloves. So now Adam's little sensitive hands, go on, squeeze it in there, go on.
The fiberglass fit spectacularly. Like, I've never seen a kit slot straight on. We did also take a little bit of inspiration from Low Origin because I pinched the fenders. Screw in all the top, screw in, and this is where you have it kind of on the fender, so that's where it's kind of the line's a bit off here, because you pinch this in, push this in as much as possible, and it pinches that and actually brings the fender out and gives you a little bit more fitment. And that's to let you dial in your fitment.
And that is the only good fact you're probably going to get from this video. Pinch your fenders.
Information, pinch your fenders. Pinchy, pinchy.
Please start. Oh, good car. Okay, so along with the E36 getting modifications, the E46 is now getting modifications. So, TH Components. Go on, hold it, Adam.
No, it doesn't go on me.
Oh, I thought I'd widen you.
I'll flatten you now in a second.
So TH Components have very kindly supplied us with the M3 over fender, which is apparently about, is it 30 mil wider? Yeah, just a little bit wider. So we have some new wheels coming for this car, and it should be able to make the fitment a little bit better, because that's what we're trying to do with these cars. We're trying to make the fitment better.
Doesn't matter how they drive, doesn't matter how everything, just matter just once they look good.
Not really that pretty, if I'm going to be honest, but as Adam says, what are we going to do to it?
Swedge some tiger seal all up in those cracks.
Smudge and tiger seal up in the cracks. And we also found some funny information that the person that sold us the car, he actually didn't roll the arches, and he said this shell was too mint to roll the arches on.
I've had an E46 or two in my time, and my god, this one was mint compared to the ones I've had.
Should we go back in time?
Oh yeah, just heard it.
Yeah, go on. No, it's not working. So moving away from the E46 for a moment, Wayne is working on the big boy Verosa. What are you doing, Wayne?
Walking.
He's walking because we got a package from Drift HQ. So at the bash, when Jimmy was driving this car, there's a small problem with if you use the handbrake and the foot brake at the same time, it kind of jammed on for like 15 seconds. So to solve this problem, they have a kit for this. And this is the adapter plate for a dual caliper setup.
So one caliper bolts here, and this one just goes in there and bolts on like that.
Straight bolt-on setup. So yeah, that's where the original one goes, on there.
And these lovely green ones goes on here, look.
This paint will haunt us for the rest of our lives. Why did you do that way?
It's the only colour I'm able to paint. That's great.
If you remember Wayne painting the IS200 from the LZ Fest, you will understand how much that haunts us. Right, Wayne. Hop, hop.
Bait it onto it there now.
You don't bait it on. You don't need to bait it on. You don't need to bait everything.
They gave us all the new bolts for it, so we're grand.
And fingers crossed now, our handbrake issues will be solved thanks to Drift HQ. So we have our BC Racing coilovers in at the moment. And the spring rates were rated for the standard use on a road and everything like that. And with this being a big boy of a car, they were way too soft and it's squatting down. You can see under here, the side skirt has, well, grinded away, the bumper came off, it was just a little bit of a disaster. So we rung our friends at BC and they have sent over new springs. Oh, these look heavy. What are these, 24s there for the front, are they?
Here for the front and 12s for the back. So you're,
for the back.
You're doubling the spring rate on the back.
Yeah. So we've asked a few people that run JZXs and this is the spring rates that they go for. 24 cent, pretty hard for the front. Yeah, like this is...
They're 62,
yeah. And because we've increased it so much, we've actually had to get new dampers to be rated for the new spring rate. But hopefully, because obviously this car isn't a standard car, this is supposed to have people in the back whilst drifting, which most drift cars don't have, this should solve our soft squatting issue. And we won't destroy the fender again. And we can actually get it some pretty good stands because it won't be squatting as much. Wayne needs to fit them, aren't you, Wayne?
I'm a long time trying to fit these, haven't I?
That's a joke, because he can do them pretty fast. New BCs in front and back. Obviously the ride height's going to be different, so we'll mess around with those later on to get to sit in right. The front springs, they're a lot chunkier than the original ones. Wayne, do you reckon they'll be stiff enough?
I hope so.
Yeah, Wayne likes it stiff. Am I wrong in saying this car's done?
Well, I put the wheels back on first and then it's done.
Obviously. Right, this car is now done, bash, ready. This is a quick turnaround project. We're fairly tearing through it, but like you can kind of see where it's going. Like this is a drift car. It's going to have graphics on the side. It's obviously going off to get painted now. So once it's one of the problems that we had, we weren't too sure which side to blend the paint with because
like I'll get a color match. Well, to see in the video. But yeah, the bonnet and the bumper or the bonnet and the door are completely different colours, so you're paint matching to one of the panels. So
you got something in the middle, and hopefully it's like a bit of a fade that's going to fade in absolutely fine. So we're going to take these panels off, take them to Joey's. Joey's actually kind of refused to paint these because he doesn't want to put his name to it. So I think I'm going to give it a go at painting. So well, it can't get any worse. It can only get better.
And actually, can we just leave a panda looking for now?
I actually quite like this look. You know what? I think this is nicer than half the E36 that turn up to the bash. Like, as this. Just nice stands, nice kit, low. I'm not gonna lie, these were only put on just to show you guys how it was. So I think we can fairly just rip these off now. Just like that, it's a heap again. Don't get too angry, people, because the wheels that are in there are getting powder coated, so it doesn't really matter if they get a little scratched up now. So I'm down here at O'Neill Autobody, where you may remember we got my RX-7 painted and a few other bits and bobs, and apparently I'm gonna have it a go at spraying, which I'm very excited for, because I've always wanted to have a go at spraying, so I guess this is, we'll see if I'm any good or not. Not really sure how I'm gonna get on, and it's not really the ideal scenario because we're not doing that much prep work, but still gonna be fun. So I'm gonna get my overalls on and see what happens. So suited and booted. Almost feel like I'm in Breaking Bad in this one piece. Are you just rubbing it down to stop reaction or potentially stop reaction?
Yeah, well, this is just a tack rag. We're just taking off any loose dust and bits and pieces, so we don't want that to paint.
Again, not going for a mint job.
I didn't do that. Well, it's down to me, I repair that.
No offense, but we think Jimmy may do more damage than that, so we're just going to leave that and not waste our time, fix it. Because drift car, it's a drift car, it's fine. Right now, my turn. Primer done. Joey, thank you for staying here at a stupid hour to get some stupid drift parts ready that are going to be...
Probably destroyed in the first 10 minutes. Oh, it was good. And more to the point, you got a bit of an education, I suppose.
I was going to say, I got to spray bit for the first time with a proper gun, not just a rattle can, and you know what, it was going so well, I would say, that looks fairly good, and then it was going fairly good to here. And then literally this is the last bit and you can see a little bit of a run, which...
To be fair, for your first attempt ever at painting like that, genuinely is very, very good. Most people wouldn't get half as good. The finish is very even, The edges are all painted in, so I think you should be proud of yourself, to be fair.
You know how I know he's telling the truth? He told me this off camera, so if I was he would have told me off camera I was but you said...
This isn't a paid promotion or anything. No, a good job, genuinely, good job.
Alright, thank you for this. In the morning we get these in, put them onto the car, and we'll finally get a first look of how the car will actually look, because it'll all be the same colour. Right, we'll catch this up in the morning. Okay, so before we put all the nice pretty panels and make the car look nice, we're just going to give it a quick few tests, because we have Mondello for a very limited amount of time, so probably 2 or 3 laps, just to make sure the snappiness that you saw in the last video of this car. So yeah, very panicked, very rushed, but we're just doing a few laps and hopefully the car's working sweet. Feels like it has no power. I'm not gonna lie, it's not great. There's something up with it. It's struggling to get to 80 miles an hour on the back. Like on entering into the corner, I'm flat from the other corner, which in no other car would you be, because you'd be at over 100 miles an hour. So Adam's gonna jump in. We came to test the steering on the car, which had a ball joint drop through and it kind of made it all dodgy. That's fine. That is not the issue anymore. The issue now is the power. And I don't know if it's just kind of in between gears and you kind of got to drive it on a little bit, but it just feels like there should be a little bit more power there. So tester number 2.
The good drivers here to test it, the pro drivers.
Can we just take a moment here? Drive shafts, both intact. Get in there.
Get in there. Go on.
Did not drive like that whilst I was driving it. Not a hope was it like that for me.
Don't know what you're talking about. That was absolutely fine.
I watched you. You didn't clutch kick it around the last corner. I honestly,
just use momentum and skill.
Right, hop out. I need to redeem myself. I need to redeem myself.
The noise curve.
We have 7 minutes.
No, it's just a crash. No, see, like it's misfiring again.
1 lap to redeem myself.
So Josh, if you don't make this lap, it is just that I am the much superior driver, isn't it?
Yep.
Perfect.
This is more pressure than the season that we're going into.
Yeah, just so we know we have it on camera. Thank you. See, it was my skill and performance that just kind of got the car into the right mode, and now he's just able to drive it on. And he wonders why he breaks every car he drives. Like, excuse me, what the hell was that about?
It works.
Does it now? Not for much longer the way you're carrying on here.
I felt the tyres going, so I thought
did you now?
I thought I'd finish in style. Yeah, that's a completely different car. Completely different car. I don't know what the hell I drove or what was wrong with it, but
I just got this warmed up and got it prepared for you.
you must have. I felt really bad about myself and I saw you drive it and I was like, how, surely power, you can't be good at power.
I've got my professional race vans on.
I'm not joking you, it felt like it had 3 times the power, like it wouldn't even skid out in third and now it does, so I think it just needs to warm up. That's top tip today, warm your car up, kids. Right, so test and done, success. Last thing to do, guys, is to throw the kit on and reveal how the car looks. So that is it, the E36 is bash ready. There's still a few tiny niggly bits that need to be done, like the side trims, but we've got them on order and they're not here yet. But to get a nice thumbnail for this, we've actually, the council was actually pretty into the E36 project and they're kind enough to close the road to get us a few snaps of the car. So yeah, we're just gonna do a little photo shoot, video shoot on the road and let you guys enjoy it. So that is the E36 done for what I'm going to call stage 1 of 2, because there's still a lot to do looks wise with the livery and everything like that. But this is the car that Jimmy Oak's going to be driving on the 11th of 12 at the Drift Games Bash in Mondello Park. So if you haven't got your ticket, they're on sale at the Mondello Park website. There's a party on the Saturday night which all the guests are going to be at as well, so make sure you don't miss it. Let us know what you think of the E36. I mean, this was a fairly quick turnaround to say what we've done to it. I think it looks awesome. Like, I think it was a okay looking drift car, and now I say it's up there. Once the side trims will be on there, I'll say that's almost the perfect drift spec looking E36. But let us know what you think in the comments. Lots of stuff going on this week. Jimmy Oakes is landing, Dave and Blaine are coming back. Pretty much we're Operation Get Done for the bash. So we'll see you guys then.